Red light, green light, red light, green light. Hello, welcome back to the James Ramblin' Reviews. Happy New Year and welcome to the first review of 2025. And in this review, if you couldn't tell by me doing the red light, green light, we're going to be talking about Squid Game Season 2. And I have a photo of the kind of like the main character in Season 2, just to set the tone that we're doing Squid Game. And we're doing the green one, this LED light that I got for Christmas last week. Really cool, got it set up and stuff like that, and it's going to be part of the background. And the background does look very, very different because I don't want to have all the lamps on because you can't really see the light as much, but when you have the lamps off, you can see it a lot better. So there's definitely that. So we're not going to go too deep into that. I'm just going to give you my context of Squid Game, season one, and then I'll give this series a rating out of 10, and I will go in order with every single episode and kind of give you my thoughts, and not in a very, very slow paced fashion, just give you my thoughts and get straight to the point. And so there's definitely that. So when it comes to Squid Game, if you didn't know already, it is a very, very, very successful Netflix series that came out a few years ago in 2021, and everyone was talking about it. It was making, it was very, very popular, making the rounds on the internet and stuff like that. And so I really did enjoy season one. I was actually there. I wasn't there when it first released on Netflix, but as I started hearing more and more about it, it's like, well, Squid Game, I need to check this out. It is a Korean drama, and so at that time it was like, okay, I was into anime, so then I was starting to get into Korean stuff, and Squid Game is actually the first ever Korean drama I ever watched, and it really enticed me because it was this very, very interesting story where there was so much like drama happening, and then you watch more to find out what happens next, and there was so much like twists and turns, and I was really invested in the characters, and so there's definitely all of that. And so when it comes to season two, you kind of go in like, oh boy, why the hell did they make this? What is the point? Because they're just banking off of the success of season one. So there's all of these elements, of course. But let me just give you how I actually felt in a spoiler free fashion of episode one. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna say that I was absolutely blown away with episode one. Episode one was very, very slow, and so there's definitely that. I feel like episodes two and three did the same thing. Like it was kind of just it was slowly building, because this season is actually meant to be a setup for season three of Squid Game season three, right? So there's definitely that, and it just feels like they instead of like going straight to the island where all the games are being played, they decided to choose this idea that they were just gonna have the main character, number 456, player 456, explore his life outside of the games and his interactions with these new characters rather than going straight into the games. So the pacing just feels really off, and so I feel like saying this that the first three episodes are like a solid 5 out of 10, just kind of watchable. But then once you get into episodes 4 through 7, I feel like that's where the series really finds its footing. It really establishes like actually what Squid Game is actually meant to be about. And instead of like repeating the same games over and over and over again, they find this interesting way to change up the dynamics, to change up the stakes, and to change up the entire way in which the Squid Games were actually being played. And this is also a good thing because a lot of the new characters that you get to meet have a completely different perspective to the main character, and you get to feel that as you watch through the series. Because, for example, you have like these characters, you have like this character that's like this rapper, and then you've got like these other characters that there's like a mum there's a mum and a son, and then there's a guy that wants to go through like a like surgery and stuff like that. So you get a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different kind of points of view, and I feel like that's really good about it. And once the ball starts rolling, I feel like it does turn into some really good stuff here. However, it is a very, very, as I said, it's very, very flawed. As first three episodes, very, very, very slow, but there are some points where they don't really kind of give you a full experience with season two, and that is a lot to do with the final episode, leaving you on a very, very harsh cliffhanger where it's like, oh, it's getting interesting, isn't it? And it's like, boom, you have to wait till 2025 to see season three. So there's that aspect, and people have talked about that already. But I also feel like there is this entire storyline involving different characters that they have something to do with the Squid Games, but they're like outside of the actual Squid Game island, and they're trying to figure out where it is so they can help Gi Han take down the people. But it just doesn't add a lot to the story, and they don't do enough with that storyline. So it felt like a filler plot line, and so there is a lot here. There is a lot here to love. There's a few things to dislike, but overall, I actually think this is like a 7 out of 10. This could have been a lot worse. This could have been a rehashing cash grab piece of trash, but it's not horrible. It just needed if they had a couple more, if they had 2 or 3 more episodes to flesh out the entire season, this might have been a lot better than a 7 out of 10. But we will see with season 3 where the story is going to finish off and how it's all going to pay off in the end. And hopefully season 3 does deliver. But definitely the people that said that season 2, it's like, oh, it's the most trash, horrible nonsense ever made, and with the Rotten Tomatoes and all that, they're over exaggerating because there is actual a lot of quality television going on here. It just, as I kept saying there, it's just very slow paced, and that is kind of my review. I had to do this video 2 or 3 times because I was trying to adjust to the background and the new setup, and also just trying to structure it while, because it's been a few days since I've done a video, so while that's all going on, so yeah, this is my review of Squid Game Season 2. We are kicking off 2025 with a bang here, so yeah, bye.